All right, hi everyone. So I just wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to add figures and a little bit of formatting advice for your project. So this is a paper that my research group has been working on. It's just a document with some figures and a bunch of text. Obviously a little bit different, but I want to show you how we could add some figures to this. So what I'm going to do is go to a document that has some examples of figures that you might have. So let's say you're building your document in Excel. Maybe you've made some different models like this. Usually when I'm putting figures in final papers, usually not having titles in the figures because you're going to have a specific figure caption. If you have more than one piece of data, like more than one line on a graph, you would certainly want a legend. Um, if I'm putting a legend, I probably don't want it right here because that takes up quite a bit of the space. So I'm going to go to chart design and I can go to add chart element. There are a whole bunch of things I can select, but one thing I could do is move the legend around so maybe it fits a little bit better on the screen. But for this, if I only have one trace on my graph, I really don't need a legend because it's very clear that this is power versus diameter. And I'll have a bigger description down in the description of the figure. I'm also going to do the same with this efficiency graph on the right. Efficiency, I don't like negative efficiencies, so I'm going to go in and edit that and maybe go from 0 all to 100 because I like to show the whole efficiency, and maybe I'll make my spacing 20 just so that it's a little bit clear. All right, so I have these two figures. These are the ones I want to add. I'm going to size them appropriately so that the font size and the graph size is sort of what I want in my final presentation. So I'm going to choose something about there. I want the two figures to be side by side about the same size. So that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to click on the figure and go to Save as Picture. So we're going to save these into PNG files. I have a folder here called Figures. So I'm going to call this Fig 1A, which is power. There, I will do the same thing with this efficiency figure. Again, I want these side by side. So this is going to be saved as a picture, and this is going to be Fig 1B efficiency. So save these two figures. Now I want to actually put these into my Word document in a way that doesn't screw everything up. So I'm going to go over to my Word document. Let's say I want them maybe at the top of this page. I'm going to go and grab the figure, and I'm going to cut and paste it. And it's going to look kind of bad, but that's okay. I'll take the second one, and I'll cut and paste that. So these don't work exactly how I want. And it's not clear exactly how I'm going to add my caption. So what I'm going to do first is sort of make these in the right spot relative to each other. So I'm not going to worry about the text yet. I'm just kind of getting them sized appropriately. Maybe I want to go into the picture format and make sure they're actually the same size. So I'll make that one 3.25. My total margins are 6.5. So maybe make them each 3.25, and then they should fit the width of the page. Once I have them like this, I want to turn these from two separate figures into one. So I'm going to take these, select both, and group them. Now I want to add a caption to these, and I want the caption to stay with the figure. So what I'm going to do is go to Insert, and I'm going to insert a text box. So this text box icon right here, I'm going to make it whatever the width of my figure is. And here I'm just going to type in, so this is figure 1, A. This is showing how turbine power output will vary with penstock diameter. Maybe I want to actually say it like this because these are very connected. How turbine power output A and system efficiency, B, will vary with penstock diameter. Maybe that's what my figure shows. I usually like to bold the figure legend so that it's very clear this is figure 1. Okay, so there's my figure caption, but now I need to make all of these into a single thing. So I'm going to have all 3 of them selected, and again I'm going to go back and group them. Now they're just kind of floating over top of things. You can see this anchor icon. That's where we're actually kind of the anchor location. But what I want the text to be wrapped around these figures. So I'm going to go up here to picture format. And then this position and wrap text are going to be key things. So wrap text, there are 2 possible options that I think are pretty good. One is square. So it basically puts a box of text around the figure. So this is a great option if you have a small figure and you want the figure to be, say, on the left side, but you still want text on the right side. Top and bottom is another good option where the text will break above and below the figure. So I'm going to choose square just so we can see how that works. I want to make this a little bit less ugly, so I'm going to remove the outline from that text box so everything looks just kind of seamless. If I want to make a little bit bigger space just to improve readability, I can do that by simply changing the size of my text box. So now what I have is a figure that as I move it, I can move it wherever I want on the page and the text will wrap seamlessly around that figure. That's true if I had a smaller figure. Say I wanted to crunch these into a smaller figure like this and I wanted them just here next to the page. You can go back into your picture format, use the position if you want to be able to select out specific locations. Say you want it top and centered, or maybe the middle of the page on the right side, you can select out those specific locations. Hopefully this helps you as you're working on making your figures and actually putting them into your Word docs. Just remember, try to keep them nice and legible, write descriptive figure captions. Make sure you can see all of the text and numbers and lines. And hopefully you're not too frustrated with Microsoft Word.